Hi everyone, my name is Ronke, and I want to talk about Ryanair today. I'm sure if you have been paying attention to news, you have heard about the viral video and the racist incident on a Ryanair flight between Spain and the UK. An incident took place on October the 18th, 2018, in which two passengers had a bit of an altercation initially. So one of the passengers started filming when it became quite heated. And as you start to watch the video, you start to see an elderly lady and another man who's slightly younger. He's not, I wouldn't say he's young. I wouldn't necessarily say he's middle-aged, but he wasn't as elderly as the woman he had been shouting at. Now, initially you think it's just an argument and a disagreement, until he started using racial abuse, racist abuse. And without the video, thankfully there were witnesses there, but without the video you wouldn't have seen the impact of his words. And one of the passengers did try to get involved. Actually, one of the passengers who was seated behind Mrs. Gell, who was a lady who had to endure this abuse, did try to get involved and stop the disagreement, or at least stop the man, whose name I do not have to hand, stop the man from continuing in his tirade. Unfortunately, he did not stop. It got worse. The air flight attendant got involved, but in a way that was very placid, very, how can I describe it? It almost felt like, we get it, they need to leave on time, right? The flight hadn't taken off at the time. It was still grounded from what we can all gather from reports. And the flight attendant ultimately moved Mrs. Gale and allowed the racist gentleman to remain on the flight. Now, look, this isn't a video about racism per se, but this is a video about how Ryanair has handled this situation. I'm not going to give them any free consultancy. They have an in-house PR communications team, I'm sure. And if not, they need to get one. And I'm sure if they don't, they should at least assign an agency to handle the situation. But they've handled it really, really poorly. They tweeted one statement, if you can call it a statement, saying the police has been made aware, Essex Police has been made aware, and that's it from what I can gather from the time of filming this. I didn't want to necessarily continue on with this conversation because I thought by now they would have addressed this in a manner that's appropriate for a corporation of that size. And I understand it's a budget airline, but they do not have to behave as if they are budget. It doesn't mean you have to treat people as if they are worthless, because that's how it comes across when you do not treat your customers with the care and respect that they're due, right? Because Mrs. Gale had not received, again, at the time of filming this, any kind of apology, any kind of offer of compensation, nothing. It almost feels like the racist passenger who was giving her all this abuse was treated nicely. He'd gone, okay, yes, the police are involved. We don't know what's going to happen with regards to the legal implications there. But Ryanair could and should have done so much more. And I tell you why. Now there's a petition out to boycott Ryanair. Now there's a GoFundMe crowdfunding campaign to fund a whole new holiday for Mrs. Gale. Because Mrs. Gale was grieving at the time. It was a treat from her daughter. That's why she was going on this holiday. She was on this flight back from Spain, and it was a treat, And we have to think about how we're treating our customers, big corporations and small businesses, anybody who has to deal with a customer or a client. Think about how you're treating them, okay? The silence from Ryanair is unacceptable. Nobody has been held accountable. There's been no outright statement regarding how they will handle this differently. I'm sure if it was a rowdy individual who was under the influence, he would have been removed from the airplane. Racist abuse would be treated with even more importance. This is a serious matter, and Ryanair has not shown us, who are observing this from afar, that it cares, okay? Now, I'm not necessarily saying that we should all boycott this airline. You know how to spend your money, so you decide for yourself if you want to continue to fly with Ryanair. Now, obviously, there are many other competitors, and actually, if you listen, it's an airline that might have certain routes that you can't avoid. Or listen, if you cannot afford any other airline, this is life. But also be aware. Awareness plays a big part. And the reputation of Ryanair, personally, for me, they have not handled this well at all whatsoever. It's very disappointing. And I hope by the time I upload this video, and I hope by the time somebody watches, you will watch this video, they have shown themselves to be a caring, humane airline. Okay? Because I understand they wanted to make sure that their flight took off and everything's lovely. But if you watch that clip, if you watch that video, you can see, for me, it felt like they were, I don't even want to utilize the word harboring, but it felt like they were condoning. And the silence feels like they're condoning that behavior. So Ryanair, once again, I'm not going to give you more free tips or more free advice, but I hope somebody in your team at the head of your organization wakes up and handles this, and this never happens again. The damage has already been done on your reputation, and your silence has not served you here. Thank you so much for watching. Leave your comments. What do you think? How do you think they should have handled this? Thank you so much, guys. Bye-bye.